Picture this. You're buying the t-shirt online from another country, you find the perfect one, click buy, and eagerly await its arrival. Seems simple, right? Not so fast. There's more to the story than just clicking a button. Governments can slap something called a tariff on that t-shirt. Basically, an extra tax just because it crossed a border. This isn't just a small fee, it can significantly impact the final price. Suddenly, your bargain tee costs a tenner more. Thanks, government. This extra cost can make you think twice about your purchase. So, what are tariffs exactly? They're like tolls on imported goods. Just as you pay to use certain roads, businesses pay to bring goods into a country. Countries use them to protect their own industries or try to punish other countries for not playing fair in the global marketplace. It's a tool in the economic toolbox. Think of it like this. If another country floods the market with cheap steel, it can hurt domestic steel workers. Tariffs can help to level the playing field. Tariffs are one way to try and even the playing field. They can make imported goods more expensive, encouraging people to buy local. But hold on, it's not that simple. Tariffs can also lead to trade wars, where countries keep raising tariffs against each other. Tariffs can have unintended consequences. They can lead to higher prices for consumers and strained international relations. Imagine a world where everything imported is more expensive. Your clothes, your electronics, even your morning coffee. This can affect your daily life in ways you might not expect. That's the potential downside of tariffs. They can make everyday items more costly and less accessible. It's a delicate balancing act, folks. Governments have to weigh the benefits of protecting local industries against the drawbacks of higher consumer prices and potential trade conflicts. Let's talk about how tariffs mess with the global economy. Tariffs are taxes imposed by a government on imported goods. They can make foreign products more expensive, encouraging consumers to buy domestic goods instead. Imagine countries as kids in a giant sandbox, each with its own toys. Industries. They trade toys to get what they don't have. It's a system that works well when everyone plays fair. Tariffs are like one kid demanding a snack from another just to share their toys. Not cool, right? This can lead to arguments and bad feelings, disrupting the harmony in the sandbox. When countries start slapping tariffs on each other's goods, it can trigger a trade war. This is like a series of escalating demands and retaliations, making the situation worse. Think tit for tat, with each side raising tariffs higher and higher. This can lead to a vicious cycle where no one wins and everyone ends up worse off. Remember when the US and China went head-to-head a few years back? Yeah, not pretty. The trade war between these two giants affected global supply chains and caused economic uncertainty. These trade wars can hurt everyone involved, slowing down global economic growth and making prices go haywire. Consumers may face higher prices and businesses may struggle with increased costs, but sometimes tariffs can be a necessary evil. They can protect domestic industries from unfair competition and help maintain national security. If one country isn't playing by the rules, say they're unfairly subsidizing their industries or stealing intellectual property, tariffs can be a way to get their attention and bring them to the negotiating table. It's a tool to level the playing field. It's like telling that kid in the sandbox, hey, play fair or no more sharing. In the end, the goal is to create a fair and balanced environment where everyone can benefit. Okay, here's where it hits home. Your wallet. Remember that t-shirt example? Tariffs make imported goods more expensive, and those costs are often passed down to you, the consumer. Suddenly, that new phone or car from overseas costs a heck of a lot more. Let's take the US-China trade war as an example. When the US imposed tariffs on Chinese-made goods, American consumers ended up paying more for everything from washing machines to bicycles. And guess what? China retaliated with tariffs on American goods, hurting American farmers and businesses. It was a lose-lose situation for everyone involved. But wait, there's more. Tariffs can also lead to less choice in the market. If a foreign-made product becomes too expensive because of tariffs, businesses might stop selling it altogether. So you might not be able to get your hands on that fancy new gadget you've had your eye on. Section 4, to tariff or not to tariff. That is the question. This age-old debate has been at the heart of economic discussions for decades, if not centuries. So, are tariffs good or bad? The answer isn't as straightforward as one might hope. The answer, my friend, is It's complicated. Tariffs can be a double-edged sword, wielding both protective and destructive power. Like a bad relationship, tariffs have their pros and cons. They can create tension and conflict, but also offer moments of resolution and agreement. On the one hand, they can protect domestic industries and jobs. This protection can be crucial for sectors that are struggling to compete with cheaper foreign imports. If a foreign country is dumping cheap products in your market, tariffs can help level the playing field and give your businesses a fighting chance. This can prevent local companies from being driven out of business. Tariffs can also be used as bargaining chips in trade negotiations. Remember those sandbox kids? Just like in the playground, sometimes you need leverage to get what you want. Sometimes you need to threaten to take away a toy to get the other kid to share. In international trade, this can mean using tariffs to push for fairer practices. In the same vein, countries can use the threat of tariffs to get other countries to change their trade practices. This can lead to more balanced and equitable trade agreements. But on the other hand, tariffs can harm consumers by driving up prices and reducing choice. Higher costs for imported goods can lead to inflation and decreased purchasing power. They can also lead to retaliation from other countries, triggering trade wars that hurt everyone involved. These trade wars can escalate quickly, causing widespread economic damage. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It might seem like a good idea at the time, but it usually just makes things worse. The complexities of tariffs require careful consideration and strategic planning to avoid unintended consequences. Section 5, Tariff Tango. Striking a balance for a healthier economy. So how do we navigate this tariff minefield? It's all about finding the right balance. Instead of slapping tariffs on everything that moves, governments need to be strategic and use them sparingly. And when they do use them, they need to make sure they're targeted and have clear objectives. One way to reduce the negative impact of tariffs is to negotiate free trade agreements. These agreements eliminate tariffs and other trade barriers between countries, making it easier and cheaper for businesses to trade with each other. It's like creating a special sandbox where everyone agrees to share their toys and play nicely. Section 6. The future of stuff navigating the tariff maze. Predicting the future of tariffs is like trying to read tea leaves at a rave. It's complicated. The global trade landscape is constantly shifting, with new technologies, political tensions, and economic uncertainties adding to the mix. One thing's for sure, tariffs are here to stay. They've been around for centuries and they're not going anywhere anytime soon, but how they're used and what impact they have on our lives is up to us. Section 7. Don't be a tariff target, get informed and take action. The best way to avoid getting burned by tariffs is to stay informed. Pay attention to the news, read up on trade policies and understand how they might affect your wallet. Knowledge is power, people. You can also make your voice heard by contacting your elected officials and letting them know how you feel about tariffs. After all, they work for you, in theory at least. If enough people speak up, politicians might actually start listening. Remember, tariffs are a complex issue with no easy answers. But by understanding the basics and engaging in informed discussions, we can all help shape a fairer and more prosperous global economy.